Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hot Wings, the Hot Truth. I'm your host, Adrian Martinez. Everyone has a story. Have you ever thought about who the brave men and women are who you meet on the side of the highway? Who are they? What's their story? Well, tonight your questions are answered. It is normally you sitting in the hot seat on the side of the road. But tonight it will be them answering burning questions as they eat chicken wings. Each wing gets hotter and hotter, but you will get to know them on a more personal level. So please, North Dakota, stick around with us and be our wingman for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hot Wings, the Hot Truth. I'm your host, Adrian Martinez. Today, our special guest is none other than the North Dakota Highway Patrol's Major, Tom Iverson. Major, thank you for being my wingman today. Are you ready for this?
I think so. I'm getting hungry.
Have you prepared for it?
No, I have not prepared for it. I've been mentally preparing all morning, but I was smelling the ones on the right side, and they smell hot.
See, North Dakota, that is what I call a party foul. When you do something like this, you just can't do that because it's going to start psyching you out a little bit. For those of you that don't know what we're doing, we have 10 wings. Major is in the hot seat today. 10 questions. We will eat a chicken wing. He will then answer the question. Each wing gets hotter and hotter and hotter. Are you ready?
I think so. So this is just eating and answering questions?
Do you normally do Tabasco, maybe Frank's Hot or anything?
Yeah, I like Frank's hot sauce, Tabasco. My son is big into Tabasco, so he likes to try some hot sauces, and I can stick with them once in a while, but yeah, no, he likes them a little warmer.
Well, this is Season 19's lineup from the Hot Ones. Number one here is the classic chili maple. This is only 1,600 Scovilles. So, I mean, we're talking light stuff at this point. Are you ready for it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here we go. All right, never quit.
I'm a messy eater, so this ought to be interesting.
That's okay. Just don't touch the tie. That's pretty good. You can taste that maple. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Mm-hmm. It's got some good sauce on it. A little bit of spice, not much. A little.
You know, we're going to really amp it up kind of as we go. You know, so this one is just kind of a nice, hey, welcome to the party. You know, nothing too crazy. But as you're eating that wing, I want you to think about this question. So you can tell North Dakota, how long have you been in law enforcement, and what's your current position with the Highway Patrol?
So I have been in law enforcement since 2004. As I clean up here a little bit. Got hired with the Highway Patrol in 2004 and started the academy in June 1st of 2004. And my first station was here in Bismarck. My current position is the agency's Chief of Operations, so that's oversight of all of our field operations. So our troopers, sergeants, commanders out in the field would be my position is overseeing the daily to-dos with that, whether it's scheduling, making sure that we're keeping up with our regional goals, any concerns that come in that are directly field related would fall in my lane.
What a lot of people may not know is your position is very important because, like you said, you're overseeing the entire workforce that is out there on the road. So when we have these blizzards, which they keep coming, North Dakota, this year, that's you overall. I mean, everyone else is, we have the great troopers out there working the roads, but all of that falls under your lap, which is a big responsibility.
It is. It's something I do not take lightly either. I consider myself very privileged to have this role. I'm very fortunate to be in this role. But truth be told, our troopers and sergeants and commanders are the ones doing the work out there in the field. They're the ones that are working those storms day in and day out, and those are very difficult. From my time working on the road as a trooper in those winter storms where things are very hectic, you're responding from call to call, vehicles are going into the ditch. You want to make sure that you're checking on every vehicle because you don't know if somebody's hurt, they need help, and it gets really cold out there. If their vehicle shuts down, they need help, and we need to get there quickly. So it gets to be very stressful out there. And our troops do a heck of a job out there. They are running their butts off. This winter already, it's been a very busy winter.
It's been eventful, to say the least.
Oh, yes. Yes, it has. Yep.
Well, are you ready for number 2?
Let's do it.
Number 2 is Tropicante. This is 4,000 Scovilles. So not a crazy jump, right? But we're going to keep the party going, never quit.
Quit.
This has fruits like mangoes, papaya, banana. So we're getting a little tropical here.
Mm-hmm. It's not tropical looking outside though.
No. But this kind of makes you feel like you're in the Caribbean a little bit.
Well, a little, yeah.
With those flavors.
Yep.
Now, you mentioned that your first post was here in Bismarck. So what are all the posts and positions that you've served with the Highway Patrol?
As I mentioned, started off as a trooper in Bismarck. Yeah, that one does have a little bit of kick.
Yeah, so, some of these are nice and sweet at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, welcome to the party, and it just hits you right in the jaw, and it kind of hurts.
I'm off this water. I'm on number 2.
Hey,
I'm getting nervous.
We only have 8 more to go, right? 20% done already.
Yeah, uh-huh. Okay, so started off my career in Bismarck as a road trooper, working the road. I was then promoted to sergeant. Before that, though, let me back up a little bit. One of my favorite duties that I ever had was a canine handler. I had canine smoke, and that was an excellent job with the patrol. Learned a lot about the canine world, how those dogs interact, finding drugs on the road. That was a fantastic job to have. A few years later, was promoted to sergeant and was a shift sergeant here in Bismarck. And then I transitioned into a role up at headquarters. Not sure what year it was. Now that I'm looking back on it, must have been around 2012-ish, I think. Started to roll up there as the Safety and Education Officer and Public Information Officer. And that was a very interesting role, learning the ropes of safety and ed, and then also of public information, of working with the media, interacting with them, getting our message out to the public on anything, whether it's education related, the importance of driving safe, the importance of refraining from drinking and driving, just really telling the story of law enforcement and specifically of our agency. Then transitioned into a role as the Support Services Commander. Was in that role for about a year, and then was promoted to major, and where I currently serve as the Chief of Operations.
You know, you have somewhat of a unique bringing up with the Highway Patrol because you've never left Bismarck. And for some, you know, the viewers that may not know this, that is highly rare for someone to continue moving up the ranks or maybe even just get different positions all within the same city. And so that is interesting. Now, let's go back to the canine thing because that seems to always be of the interest to the public. I mean, what was it like working? I mean, that's your partner. And I sometimes I don't think people realize that. They look at it, oh, it's just a dog. But no, like that really becomes your partner. And what did that mean? Could you kind of tell the viewers a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Canine Smoke was trained in narcotics, so many different narcotics, whether it's marijuana, cocaine, meth, a lot of different types. He was trained in heroin, but he was also trained in tracking too. He could track scent, so he would track people who are take off fleeing or kind of missing. But most of the work that we would do was narcotic work. So the training on it is very demanding. You go through a lot of training because it's something that you want to make sure that you're getting right, that you are highly trained, your canine is highly trained, something that we take very seriously within the Highway Patrol. Yeah. But you're right, the dog is, or the canine is your partner. They're riding in the backseat of your patrol car every day. Every day that I was out there working, Smoke would be in the back seat, and we had special canine inserts in the back of our patrol cars that he would hang out in, and it was a really cool perk of the job.
The bond really becomes special between you two.
Yep, absolutely. It was just a neat aspect of the job. It gave such a different dynamic to the job, and my duties were still the same. I was still performing the duties as a traffic enforcement trooper, but then also took on the role of canine work and just kind of mix things up. And I look back on that with a lot of great memories.
That sounds great. Well, let's move on to number 3. I almost went for one of the end ones there. We don't need to get there that quick. Now, this is micro saucery pico peppers. They call it Pico Rico. 15,500 Scoville heat units. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Never quit. This is out of Canada here. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's got good flavor.
Now, it's your off time. You're out of the office. What do you like to do for fun? What are your hobbies?
Well, I have 2 kids and a wife, so they keep me awfully busy, but our kids are involved in a lot of different things, sports related and things with the school. That keeps me busy. Very much enjoy running around with them, running to practices, things like that. But a couple of hobbies that I have, one is ice fishing in the wintertime now. I haven't been out yet this winter, but hopefully I'll get that taken care of soon. But hunting, I enjoy hunting, whether it's pheasant hunting or deer hunting. Golfing, I enjoy golfing. I'm also a volunteer youth wrestling coach, and that's probably my biggest passion is the sport of wrestling and helping out on the youth side of wrestling. I very much enjoy that. I'm involved with the Guerrilla Wrestling Club in Bismarck here, and yeah, those are kind of my hobbies.
What people may not know about Tom Iverson is that he's a Hall of Famer in the state of North Dakota, wrestling, big time wrestler yourself. I believe you were a Jimmy.
Yeah.
What was that like? What has wrestling meant to you growing up, still now being part of the youth and your children? It's a big part of your life. What does that mean to still be a part of that?
It's very special to still have the opportunity to be a part of it. I don't take that lightly. It's something that's had a huge impact on my life. Going back to as a kid, I had older brothers who were in wrestling, and that's probably what sparked it. And so we would follow them around, go to their tournaments, and they're quite a bit older than me, and so I really much looked up to them. And it was just a great time, a great environment, and being around that's very much a team, family atmosphere. And then transitioning to when I got older and was in the sport, and then throughout college as well, it teaches you a lot of things. Humility definitely teaches you humility. You may think that you're tough. There's somebody out there who's tougher.
Someone's always faster, quicker, smarter, stronger.
Yep, absolutely. And you're one-on-one against that person. So you have to learn humility very quick. And teaching young kids the sport of wrestling and how to lose and win with grace is definitely something that is important. It applies to so many life concepts. Not everything goes your way. It's certainly not going to always go your way on the mat, but you try again next time. Work harder. We're in between matches. You're at practice room, putting in the extra hours, making sure that you're working harder to beat your opponent the next time that you come across.
What weight did you wrestle at? In high school, college. Because there's weight classes, right? Kind of. And what was the weight class that you dominated?
I will never say dominated.
North Dakota?
No. I've had my fair share of butt whoopings, that's for sure. In high school, my junior year and senior year, I believe, I was both at 140 pounds, both of those years. And then when I went to college, I wrestled 157 all 4 years. So 157, that weight. 140 was a hard weight for me to make as a senior, but bumping up to 157.
That's a big jump when you start talking wrestling.
Yep.
Stronger guys that maybe you're like, oh my gosh, right? 17 pounds, but 17 pounds is still quite a bit.
Yep. That's a big jump there.
Would you rather cut weight or do the hot wing challenge?
The hot wing challenge any day.
Right? Because that. I've never done anything like that, but, you watch kind of UFC fighters, Olympic wrestlers, and they talk about their stories. It just seems like it's exhausting trying to cut the weight. So, what was your go-to?
Well, the weight cutting was very much exhausting. It's so mentally draining that it's hard to stay focused when you're just hungry. Yeah. But it's a good thing. It teaches you discipline. And, there's some stories out there of people who would, starve themselves. That's not healthy. But there are ways to watch what you eat and to cut weight in a healthy way. And as the sport has progressed, especially in the most recent years, they've put a lot of limitations on that to make it a lot more healthier and safer. Yep.
Okay. Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, let's not cut weight. We're moving to number 4, baby. Number 4, Los Calientes. This is barbacoa. This one looks good. Never quit. $33,000 Scoville heat units. I feel this one is going to jump at us. Mm-hmm.
This one's got good flavor. I like the barbecue on it.
Mm-hmm. This is made by Hot Ones, and their Los Calientes that's in the club pack as well is very delicious. It's a verde, very good. I like it.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say? What is the most rewarding part about being a part of the Highway Patrol?
Well, I think the most rewarding part is that the Highway Patrol is a team. It's a family. You're part of a team with a shared common goal, and our goal out there is to save lives, making our roadways safe. It's very much purpose-driven, what we do each and every day, whether you're at the training academy or out in the field working. It's all done with a purpose, and that purpose is to make sure our officers are safe out there, and our officers are out there doing what they need to do to save lives, ultimately. So it's really cool to be part of it.
You all right?
A little bit of a, yeah. I'm hanging in there. It's cool to be part of an organization that has such a strong mission and a focus on what we do, because it is very important. When you And I know that you've been to fatal crashes before, but when you go to some of your first fatal crashes on the job, it really drives home the importance of what we do. You see the devastation that it causes to families, causes to a community, and then you tell yourself, oh, okay, now I know why I'm doing this. Now I know why I'm pulling somebody over for speeding, or giving that seatbelt citation, or whatever it may be. Give them that safety talk to people to make sure that they're wearing their seatbelts, they're driving safe.
There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than knocking on that door to tell somebody, a family member, a friend just died in a car crash.
Yep.
So definitely what we do is so important. I agree 100%. Now, you're doing a great job. We're on number 5, which means we're going to be halfway there. How's the mouth feeling? Is it okay?
It's all right. Yeah, it's picking up though.
Are we ready to really start dancing here a little bit?
Yeah, might as well.
Right.
Let's do this.
This is Flyby Jing Sichuan Gold. We're at 33,000. This is 46,000 Scovilles. Never quit. I believe this is more of an oil-based, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. That one's got some spice.
Yep, it's an oil-based sausage, so North Dakota, I think this is your favorite question here. What is the funniest thing that you have seen, heard, whatever it may be, as part of the Highway Patrol?
That's probably the hardest question, because there's a lot of things. There's a lot of funny things that pop up through the years. As you know, I mean, you get involved in so many different scenarios, whether you're in a pursuit or there's something use of force involved, responding to crashes, safety talks, just a ton of different things that our agency does. And so you're going to come across some pretty funny things. There's a few of them that come to mind, but one of them that I'll share here was a Halloween evening I was working.
Always classic nights to work.
Oh yeah, Halloween.
Never know who you're going to pull over.
Exactly. Halloween was always an interesting night to work. Yeah, very interesting. I pull over a vehicle, and there's a younger gentleman and a girl. What appeared to be they were on their first date, and I don't share the whole story. There's parts of it that are not funny. The fact that he was drunk and driving drunk, not funny. But end up visiting with him. He is dressed in a dress and a wig and just looked hilarious. He's dressed as a woman, and he looked really funny. Hairy legs, and it was kind of comical. And he had a pretty good sense of humor, considering the circumstances. Tested him out, and eventually I arrested him for a DUI. And I'm transporting him to the jail, and all of a sudden you could see the look of panic on his face. He's like, "We got to go to the jail?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's where we're going." And he was just terrified. He's like, "Am I going to have to take a picture in there?" I'm like, yeah, you'll take a picture. And he was just so scared that he's going to have to go to the jail dressed as a woman, because what he was doing is a joke that evening. It was not a joke at the time.
Yeah.
But once we got to the jail, him and I were kind of talking and trying to make light of it a little bit. And he started finding the humor in it. And him and I got a good chuckle out of the fact that he's going to have to go up there and see the jailers and take a picture in this female garb, and it was an interesting evening.
One with the wig on, maybe one with the wig off.
Maybe. I can't remember.
What was the passenger dressed as?
Oh, what was she dressed as? I don't recall. But I do recall him kind of alluding to the fact that it was their first date. I thought, oh man, this is terrible to be.
Not a good first date.
Yeah, not a good start there. So if you're out there, I don't know if he remembers that, but that was an interesting evening.
All right. Well, let's go to number 6. Here we go. Never quit. This is Chili Lengua de Fuego, so fire tongue, turmeric bomb, 69,000. Never good when it tells you it's a fire tongue.
Yeah.
If you were to be something else besides a police officer, what would it be?
I always wanted to be, growing up, always wanted to be an FBI agent.
Oh.
Thought that would have been pretty cool. Your life's plans change. Trying to talk here, my mouth is watering like crazy.
Is it starting to kick in a little bit?
It's kicking in.
The sniffles are starting, North Dakota. I like it.
I don't even have a cold either. I always wanted to be an FBI agent. When I was in college, I worked at a jail, and it was kind of my senior year of college. And I did it for internship credits at the Stutzman County Correctional Center, and it was excellent. I very much enjoyed that job. It was great learning environment, good exposure to law enforcement officers, and that's when I first became kind of immersed and introduced to different highway patrolmen that would come through there and visit with them. And I thought, man, that looks like a great agency. They look professional. I like the way that they carry themselves. And so that's when I decided that I'm going to apply with the patrol. And, the rest is history, I guess. Been with the patrol now for about 18 years now. So, but now I would say that if I was something completely outside of the law enforcement world, either like a teacher or a wrestling coach, or maybe a combination of both.
Okay.
I think would be excellent. I enjoy that aspect. I'm passionate about that. I think teachers out there do a great job. They have their work cut out for themselves, but kudos to them. They have a very, very hard job. And I very much admire the teachers that I have had, as well as teachers that my kids have had. They've had very good teachers throughout the years. Very fortunate for that. And I think that's a really noble profession.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you to all the teachers out there for your hard work. Now, who's your favorite wrestler?
Favorite wrestler?
And it could be the sport wrestling, Olympic wrestler, or maybe have you guys ever watched like the WWE, WCW wrestling, or was that just not?
Oh no, I watched that. That was good stuff.
So if you had anybody, because I believe it's Gabe Stevens, is that who, Olympic wrestler for the U.S. now, who I think just got signed not too long ago by the WWE and is going to kind of do that realm now, but who would you say of all time, whether it's, Olympic wrestler, college wrestler, WWE type wrestler, who would be your favorite?
There's a lot of good ones out there. As you were mentioning, Gable Stevenson wrestled for the Gophers and then now signed with the WWE as a professional wrestler. But I'd have to fall back on Brock Lesnar.
The beast incarnate.
Yep, he's a beast. He wrestled a block away from here, just right up the street. He wrestled at Bismarck State College when he first came out of high school from South Dakota, and then the University of Minnesota Gophers saw him at a wrestling tournament and said, "Who the hell is this guy?"
And, massive.
Yep. So then they snagged him, and he wrestled Division I and made it to the finals. His, I suppose it would have been considered his junior year. Lost in the finals, but then the next year he won it that year, and then went on to professional wrestling career after that and UFC career. But he'd be my favorite.
North Dakota, are you thinking what I'm thinking? How long on the mat do you think you can last with Brock? This is the question.
Yeah.
I mean, 30 seconds, a minute, could you take him?
No, well, you know, you always want to have confidence in yourself.
The smaller guys have agility. They're quick, technique.
Yeah. Oh, he's quick. He's quick. He's a big guy, but he's quick. Yeah, no, that wouldn't last real long. He's a massive man. I've had the opportunity to wrestle some pretty top-notch wrestlers back when I was in college, and it's amazing to see. There can be such a difference in skill level, strength, speed, and with some wrestlers. And you think you're doing well, you're wrestling well, you're having a good year, then all of a sudden you meet up with one of those guys, like, holy cow! Yeah, it's very humbling. But
see it all the time, just here in this gym, on the mats where guys have wrestled in college, and just how fast they are. It's amazing. I'm sure just from high school to college, the jump, that alone is probably astronomical.
Yep.
In skill level. Well, we only got 4 more to go. This is number 7, the Karma Sauce. We're taking you back to the disco. This is called Cosmic Disco, 103,000 Scovilles, never quit. Let's do it. Okay, the party's real.
Mm-hmm.
The Cosmic Discos take me back to Saturday Night Fever here. Yep. I'm seeing John Travolta right now, unfortunately, because my mouth is starting to burn a little bit.
Oh no, I just got the hiccups.
How's it feeling? Are you feeling good?
I am. But I forgot all about the one side effect that I have from spicy food, and that's getting the hiccups. It's going to be interesting getting through this.
I think we've made it, North Dakota. All right.
That one's hot.
And I really hate to say this, but this little guy right here is only going to add to the party. Basically, the bomb blows up the disco ball, unfortunately. Now, if you were to give someone some advice on why they should join the Highway Patrol, what would it be?
What now?
You all right? If you were to give anybody any piece of advice on why they should join the Highway Patrol, what would it be?
Oh, I kind of touched on it earlier, but law enforcement, the Highway Patrol, is a noble profession that gives you a good sense of purpose. Each and every day that you go to work, you know why you're going to work, you know what you need to do. You're out there impacting traffic safety, keeping people safe, helping people out. You're embracing the life of a true public servant. And because our job is to go out there and work for the people, help them out. Yeah, I'm having a hard time concentrating right now. Whew.
I think we got there. I think we're. Is this kind of bringing back the bell bottoms a little bit?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm having some flashes of that. But to really, the selling point specific to the Highway Patrol is we are a great agency. Amongst those other things I just mentioned about you have a sense of purpose, great benefits.
Excellent benefits.
Yep. Good flexibility. Yeah, we work shift work. We work out in the crappy weather, and whether it's colder than hell out or it's hotter than heck out. we're out in that stuff working. But with that comes a sense of pride, because not everybody does that. Not everybody can do that. And it really is a great agency to work for.
Well, I think one thing that you've mentioned a couple times is not only are we a family within the Highway Patrol, but the Highway Patrol is very family oriented in your own personal families. So I echo everything that you just said, the sentiment, because it truly rings a bell. And I would say that the Highway Patrol is the bomb. And we're about to go to number 8, which is the bomb.
Which is the bomb?
136,000 Scoville heat units. And I think it's calling our name.
Let's do it.
Are you ready for it?
I think so.
Never quit. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I like it. How's that one tasting?
Hot.
It's a little picante there, right?
It takes a while.
It sneaks on you.
Yeah. As long as you're chewing and staying active with it, it's not too bad. But the minute you quit and try to talk, your mouth gets watery.
Well, and the cosmic disco didn't help. Now, you could choose anyone in the world, anyone. You could have dinner with anybody. Who would it be and why?
A lot of great people. A lot of people that I thought of with this question. But I'm going to pick my grandfather, Francis Kelly. He passed away when my mom was about, I suppose, 9 years old, I think is how old she was. They had 10 kids in the family. So when he passed away of cancer, 10 kids, the youngest being a baby. Very hectic household. But, so obviously, never met the man, but heard a lot of great things about him. That'd be the one person that I would love to have a conversation with, hear his life story, how he was brought up, what his values were in life, what his hobbies were. A lot of those things would be great to hear what he was like and visit with the man.
What's on the menu? Hot wings?
Yes. No, I don't know.
If you could,
Irish and
okay.
So maybe some Irish stew, something like that.
Okay. Say it's a late night patrol night, and you say, I'm getting a little hungry. What's the go-to food to just grab quick?
Oh yeah, unfortunately, it's always fast food, and that's never good for the waistline. Grabbing the quick something, go to a burger. I love a cheeseburger. Yep.
Okay. Anywhere specific?
No, no, I'm not too picky. Not too picky in that regard.
Just a good burger.
Yep, good cheeseburger.
I like it. I like it.
No spice on it though.
No, no spice. We're done with the spice.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I hope I still have a job after this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to number 9. We were just at 135, 600 Scoville heat units. Number 9 from the Pucker Butt Pepper Company. Never good if it's coming from Pucker Butt Pepper Company, because it's always hot. 642,000 Scovilles.
You what now?
642,000 Scovilles. We just did 135, almost 136. I'm not a mathematician, but that's a big jump.
Yeah.
They call this the unique garlic. So it's got to have garlic.
Yeah.
How hot can it be, right?
Yeah.
I guess we're going to find out. I feel like this is kind of a big one here, but never quit.
I'm starting to breathe heavy.
Yeah, you're doing okay?
You're-
There is an AED, so
Yeah, I'm seeing like little stars, and it's getting hot.
well, we haven't seen the sweat of beads dropping down yet.
Not yet.
Excellent flavor on this one. Definitely can taste the garlic there.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. I like it.
It does have good flavor.
So, you're driving in your squad car, got the shades on. What music are you listening to?
Well,
Red Hot Chili Peppers?
I like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm a big fan of Johnny Cash.
Okay. Yeah.
The Ring of Fire. This sounds kind of appropriate right now, but we won't go there.
What's your favorite song?
Ooh, boy. Oh, I'm going to have to do a throwback on that. Do Vanilla Ice.
Oh, Ice Ice Baby?
Yep.
Am I thinking what you're thinking, North Dakota? Can you give us your rendition, a little taste of it?
Oh, boy. I could, yeah. I'm going to need to focus, though, because I'm going to have a hard time concentrating. Whew. So, do you want me to dance with it, too? Or?
Hey, we're up for whatever. We're here for you.
Okay. Yeah. I've done the song. I've done it at wedding dances.
Oh, okay. So you're a professional then.
Well, yeah, I don't know about a professional, just maybe just an entertainer. I like to entertain a little bit.
Okay.
But I don't even know if I can. I'm having trouble thinking clearly right now.
I see the breathing is starting. It's starting to pick up a little bit. You know.
Tehi, because I'm a lyrical poet. Ma'am is on the scene, just in case you didn't know it.
I like it. What do you think, North Dakota? I like it. How was it? Did it cool down the mouth a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Thinking of Vanilla Ice, I suppose.
Yeah.
For the ice, you gotta convince your mind that it's not hot.
It's not.
It's mind over matter.
You've done 9.
Yeah.
And you know what the best part about it is? There's only one more to go.
Yeah.
They call it the last dab. How hot do you think it is?
Oh, if that last one was what, 500 some Scoville?
642,000.
I'm just praying we're not pushing much more than that.
Well, this is always the bad news. Is it's to be announced. So we don't know.
Unknown.
And they always say in the realm of policing, expect the unexpected.
But so it could be less?
It could be. Or it could be a lot more.
I doubt it will be.
But, I mean, they say this is our hottest dab ever. And it's covered in it. Are you ready for it?
Let's do it. Might as well.
All right.
No turning
Never
back.
quit.
I can tell you it's not less.
I don't think so either. It's probably a couple million, and they just pretty much say, oh, we don't know. But in reality, they probably do. Now, what's one thing that you would want others to either know about you, the Highway Patrol, or both?
Clean the sauce off my face here. You got to warn me if I got any.
No, you're
Hot
looking
sauce.
good.
All right.
Sound good, looking good. I like it.
Oh, that one was hot.
How you feeling?
I'm seeing a little blurry. Like, yeah.
The good news is this. There's no more wings to eat.
Yeah, that is good news. Oh, yeah. Repeat the question?
What would you want others to know about you or the Highway Patrol or both?
Well, I kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier that I think of myself as a public servant, that I'm out there to help people. One of the things that I very much enjoy doing is, well, I don't necessarily enjoy doing, but I take pride in it, is changing people's tires or helping somebody who's broken down on the side of the road, helping somebody in time of need when they need it the most. I enjoy being that person who can be there and help them out. And so I think most, if not all, Highway Patrol and law enforcement are that way, that we want to help people, we want to make a difference in their lives. And whether that's helping them on the side of the road or actually even taking enforcement action that is helping them, curbing bad driving behavior, maybe making that DUI arrest, and setting themselves up for maybe treatment, changing their course of changing their path in life. I enjoy that. I also want people to know that it's important for us to give a positive image, public perception to the public, especially to youngsters. It always drives me nuts when people say, oh, look out, here comes a cop. You know, if you're naughty, they're going to arrest you.
Yeah. Please don't do that, North Dakota.
Yeah, it's a joke. I get it, why people say it, and I always kind of ham along with them and joke it up with them. But it truly does kind of set us up for a little bit of failure, that you're painting a picture of law enforcement as the bad guy, and that's not true. I mean, we're there to help people. And so we're very fortunate in North Dakota. We have great citizens out there. Shout out to the citizens. We have a great supportive citizen base out there that understands what we do, supports what we do. The sport's a rule of law, and that is great. But there's also another element that we need to work with, that we need to show them that we care, that we're there to help them and get their trust, and that's very important.
Well said. Well, Major, I thank you for struggling. Hey, you handled this professionally, like a champion, a Hall of Famer, I may add. Breathing a little deep, nose is running.
Yep.
I appreciate you coming here. North Dakota, as always, we thank you for joining us. Until next time, always be the ultimate wingman. Always drive sober. Have a good night.